The Jacob Media Sports Network, in partnership with 97.3 ESPN, brings you the Mays and Eytan Show.
Middays with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander.
Now, it's the Midday Show with Harry Mays and Eytan Shander on 97.3 ESPN Radio.
Well, Harry, you said that you were going to go away this weekend, play golf in Memphis, or Nashville, go watch golf in Memphis, play golf in Nashville. Come back and tell us if this is it. If this was going to be the final day in which you could put that proverbial nail, or maybe not even in the coffin, but the head, the figurative head of the Philadelphia Phillies season.
Well, I'm so glad that the Phillies get another day off today because they certainly overextended themselves in this 3-game series against the obviously superior baseball team in the Atlanta Braves. And I'll tell you, I have waved the white flag with regards to the Phillies.
Good.
Similar to the way Gabe Kapler apparently waved it in the 6th inning on Friday night's game, down 9-1 with a couple of runners on. And let's let Cole Irvin go out there and see if he can hit a home run. Let's keep him in the game. It's over. It is over.
You're finally.
I know Nola got a win yesterday, and he's a great pitcher. And it's a shame they don't have 2 more Aaron Nolas because this team just doesn't have enough. Eflin stinks. Pivetta looks like he might be better as a bullpen arm. You never know what you're going to get with Velasquez. Usually it's not enough, and he's out of the game after 4 innings, and he taxes your bullpen. You know, Arrieta has been a disappointment since he arrived here, and now he's got this injury, and I don't expect anything, to really – I don't expect him to return to any kind of great form over the next couple of weeks. So, yes, it's over. And I just hope that they're not deluded into the fact that, we're only a game out of the wild card and there's 2 teams, plus a division winner in the Cubs or the Cardinals ahead of us with the Nationals, to think that they're good enough to start making moves and acquiring players. I'd like them to just use this past weekend to say, you know what, sell, and let's retrench for next season. I have no problem with that. It's time for football.
Listen, you have effectively moved the goalposts back to the normal position.
Exactly right, yes.
And I'm very happy to see that.
Right. We're no longer in the Canadian Football League.
No.
We're back to the 100-yard field, 10-yard end zones, regular goalposts, and let's go to town with football because we got nothing else. I got FedEx Cup playoffs now in the month of August to get me through, hopefully, to football season because baseball, for all intents and purposes, for me, is over.
Listen, I have no doubt in my mind that there are a lot of other people that feel this level of frustration, and I've been warning you and others to get to this point. And this is the reality of it. Like, you can vent your frustration off of a series that already has been foregone, and we already knew what was going to happen months ago when this thing was on the schedule. At least a week or 2 ago, we definitely knew it was going to happen. But here's the reality of it. This is why this season and this is why this sport is so exhausting. It's because you sit there and you labor over games early on to get to this point, and you know that there's still baseball left.
Right.
But think about the lack of return of investment
I know.
that you got this summer. And that's the biggest problem. People say, technology. No. Not short attention span. No. It's football for however long it feels, Harry. Football, we're only out there for 16 games.
I know. You get so much.
Yes.
Even in losing, you get so much and that's the other thing. And I want to know from people on the text board because I can only tell you how I really feel. My sense of outrage when our baseball team disappoints has dissipated over the years. It really has. I no longer get all cranked up and irate about a decision by the manager that I didn't like, or the fact that the starting rotation isn't good enough, or the general manager didn't do enough in the off season, make the right moves or make in-season moves to really bolster the team. I'm disappointed, but I quickly move on when it comes to baseball. And I don't
because there's no lingering effect of it. I think first off,
there used to be.
Well, I'll tell you
me.
this. There might be more because the team is closer to competing than years past, meaning the last 5 or 6 years when the team lost, you didn't really have as much, meaning the season was over, one of these types of series losses. And real quick, what you're hearing in the background is
that's the construction vehicles backing up, the big triaxle dump truck just backing up over the Phillies. That's
seriously
what that is.
And the cement is slowly pouring out. That's why it's going to take another 2 hours.
Well, it's got to harden.
Slow pour right here, and then it's going to harden up.
They got to get in there with the rakes, and they got to smooth it out, and then let it harden.
You'll see a burial. You might see a couple of, like, you know how it used to, what was it, the second Star Wars where Han Solo was frozen? Come on,
I don't know.
Man.
I didn't see any Star Wars.
Come on. Josh Henning, our producer, of course, knows all these things.
Well, I think he co-wrote Star Wars
Not
with
the
Lucas.
not the first one.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about that second one. Now, we're live on all the platforms. Periscope at Shander Show, the Twitch channel, Maze.
Yeah,
and
Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the
Hutt.
Yeah, he froze him.
Yeah, they froze him for transport to capture him.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And then they come out of the freeze, and you have what's her name, Carrie Fisher on the lap of Jabba the Hutt.
No, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, sir. The analogy holds strong, right? As now you could vividly
I'm going to have to
remember
take his word for him.
Okay. Well, my point of it, though, is now, because the team is in somewhat of a bigger picture contention, like you've got Rhys Hoskins, JT Realmuto, you've got Bryce Harper here for a while. So I feel
Segura,
Segura.
even though now he got hurt.
But I think, though, even, McCutchen, whatever you want to look at him coming back, you still have enough of a crew that the next 4 years, this team should be doing something. Mm-hmm. And something should be at least make the playoffs.
Right.
So that's where I think there should be more of a lingering effect from this season than years past. Meaning even last year, this is the first year with Bryce Harper. You had a division lead. You got manhandled by the best team in the division.
Yeah, the Braves own them.
Yes. And at this point, I think you have to look at where you are as the big picture. Even Washington, you haven't not moved yourself away from Washington at all.
No.
So even that is frustrating in its own right, because you came in here thinking, oh, not you specifically here, I'm saying the team came in here thinking, oh, we've made a move, Bryce Harper, Realmuto, we made a trade. This team right here is either better than Washington or the best team in the division, meaning better than everybody. And they can't do both.
Well, that was only if one or both of the starters, Eflin and Pivetta, started pitching to the capabilities that the Phillies front office thought they had. It was really dependent upon that because you knew Aaron Nola couldn't carry it by himself. You kind of figured, okay, maybe we get a better year out of Arrieta because he has full spring training that he didn't have the year before. But he's on his way down. It's obvious, and now he's got the injury. So you never got what you wanted out of him.
Yeah.
And one or both of the other two young arms that they were so excited about, they failed to deliver.
So it's all about pitching.
Well, I mean,
mostly.
No,
about
I mean it's mostly about pitching, but this lineup too is too inconsistent. They've got guys in the lineup that can hit. They got guys in the lineup that can hit for some power.
Can
but
they
it's
manufacture runs?
If
their life
who
depended on
manufactures runs anymore? It's
Teams-
about hitting.
teams-
It's about hitting home runs.
I don't know. I mean, the teams the Phillies go up against do both.
Well, yeah.
They seem to find a way to manufacture runs and hit home runs at the same time. It's amazing. And sometimes the Phillies are in it. Other times they look lost. I don't know if it changed at manager. I don't know if it changed in the front office.
I haven't brought up the manager.
No,
I've left him off the griddle for quite a while. I don't know that he's the right guy. He doesn't really do anything to impress me, but I think it's just too easy of a knee-jerk reaction to blame the manager.
Yeah, and I think that's what we do in the NFL. And we apply the NFL line of thinking, like we want to blame Brett Brown for everything. Meanwhile, Brett Brown is probably the least consequential factor on a nightly basis in the NBA as far as a head coach is concerned. You know what I'm saying? Like compared to the NBA, NFL, even the manager in baseball, it's just different. So it's hard to just jump to this conclusion and say fire, fire, fire. I don't know if a change of culture is going to change the way in which these guys hit.
Well, the culture, you bring up the word culture, which, is I hear way too much with regards to sports these days. But since you brought it up, how would you describe the Phillies culture? It's one of lack of accountability to me. There doesn't seem to be any real hardcore rules that if you're, if you step out of line or if you don't, do things the right way, it's okay. You'll be in the lineup. You're not going to get pulled out of the game. You'll be in the lineup tomorrow. It's all good.
I think that there is a very fine line that's being walked between that, where there's no accountability, and the inmates run the asylum, if that term or phrase can still be used in today.
That's probably not politically correct anymore in these days. So we should probably strike it from the record.
Yeah. Now, let me say, I don't have any problem if inmates want to run any asylum, as far as...
As long as I'm not there.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, it's probably easier to side with the inmates than the people running the asylum.
Yeah, well, it was in Shawshank.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we can ask my mom is part of it. No, we don't want to get deep into that. So here's what I'd say. I don't know if the culture is, because it's a very fine line between that and the opposite, which is Gabe Kapler is reinforcing everything with positivity.
Yeah.
So they choose to focus
that
on
annoys
positive.
me too.
Well, that's what I'm saying, though. That's what the fine line is. It might be what you're saying, and it's probably a healthy dose of both, but my point of it is it might be what you're saying, which is guys realize it's like having a really cool teacher that doesn't really care about grades and stuff like that. Like every now and then you had one of those teachers where it was just like,
very, I could have used a few more.
Yeah, me too. Trust me. Me too, especially at Gettysburg. I feel like I burned them out in high school.
Yeah.
But every now and again, you run into one. Or, it's a theory class in college. Like, oh, yeah, it's chill, cool. And you can take advantage of that.
And you notice how word would get around about that professor?
And then everybody would take it.
If you need an extra humanities 3 credits, you've got to take this guy's class.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's an easy B. You don't even have to go to class.
Maybe that's what happens with Gabe.
Right.
People are like, hey, man, like, Sakura, wait till you come over here. You thought it was easy to dog out a ground ball or
in Seattle?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Until you come out here, you could do that on a weekly basis.
Weekly.
That's my point, is that I don't know if it's something where Gabe has reinforced positivity to the point in which they're believing it and they're just focusing on it, and it comes across as they don't give a damn about anything else, or if it's truly a case of them taking advantage of the situation. And that's the culture. I think it's one or the other. And unfortunately, the other is everybody recognizes that, this is some mantra that's being spewed from the manager, and they don't buy into it, but they buy into it enough to keep them off his back, right? Him off their back. Yeah. And from that point, it's like then they can get away with not murder, but manslaughter.
Second degree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, at that point, it's rough, but that's that fine line.
Yes, and I'm just saying, like, we got a trade deadline coming up, Wednesday?
31st.
It's the 31st, and I just want them so badly to be in a sell mode. I've come to that. I was leaning that way for the last couple of weeks, yet still kind of holding out hope that the team might show me something that they can.
Who would they buy?
Well, I don't know. The Mets just bought Stroman the other night.
Because they're about to lose 2 pitchers, Wheeler and Syndergaard.
Okay, I get that, but that was a move that just like, well, what? They did what? And they give up these prospects. They say, okay, well, we just made our guys that we want to deal more valuable because we took a big guy in Stroman off the market.
It's smarter than any move the Phillies have made since Real Muto has come here.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like,
it pains me to say that, man, but that's a squirrel stashing nuts.
Yeah. Well, what they did too is they took him from the Yankees.
Yeah.
Because the Yankees are a team that really could have benefited this year from Stroman, and then they still have him under control for one more year. And the Yankees make their, typical run to the playoffs.
What you mentioned is a 3-pronged move. It helps the Mets because they know they're going to lose Wheeler and Syndergaard. It helps boost up the value of both of those guys because they know they have to trade Syndergaard and Wheeler's gone.
Maybe they just lose one of them in via trade.
They're going to lose Wheeler and then trade Syndergaard.
Right.
But it boosts up the value of Syndergaard because Stroman's off the market.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, it's a shot right across the bow at the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Right. As the Mets continue to just suffer, but still, it's like they're going out. It's like, the scene in which anybody's dying and they get one last shot before they die.
Yeah, because the back pages, if they're still interested in winning those.
Not Backpage.com. I think that's been shut down.
I don't even know what that is, but maybe it's good I don't. But, like the tabloids in New York, the Yankees have just lost, 3 or 4 to the Red Sox. Their starting pitching got shellacked in 3 of the games. And now the Mets make a sort of an advanced move to really screw the Yankees and also bolster themselves, knowing they're going to get rid of a couple of pitchers.
Correct.
So they win the back page today. Yeah. And people are trying to talk about how smart Brody Van Wagenen is.
Back page. Oh, man.
Not My Back Pages, which was a song by the Byrds, I believe.
No, you don't know about Backpage? I mean,
Backpage.com?
Yeah, I think that thing
Let me
got
check
shut
that
down,
out.
right?
Will I get a virus if I go there right now?
No, just Google Backpage shut down.
Back page.
Yeah, I mean, it's no laughing matter. It was involved in human trafficking. And, there's prostitution.
What am I getting involved in here?
Well, there was prostitution.
Oh, it was a classified ad service similar to Craigslist.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
I never even heard of this. There's My Back Pages.
Yeah. No, it took 15 minutes.
A little Roger McGuinn here with the Byrds.
The Byrds.
How about that?
What's the Byrds' biggest hit?
This is one of them. They did a lot of Dylan
What's
songs.
their other hit?
Shut up. All right, great work, Josh. I appreciate that. I needed that today.
No, that's
a little
awesome.
12-string Rickenbacker action.
No, I didn't know about. I didn't know about McGinn, not McGinn. Right?
Roger McGuinn.
McGuinn. Yeah. See, I had it right the first time. I didn't know
what
about
did you
the Byrds.
do this weekend?
I didn't know about the Byrds.
No, it's Byrds.
I assume it wasn't
not the Birds, as in the Eagles.
That's why I was trying, like the Eagles, as far as taking it easy.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, exactly. Jesus.
You see now it all comes full circle.
Seriously, just play the intro. Let's just erase the last 16 minutes.
Oh, that was phenomenal radio. Are you kidding me? I had that all scripted on the plane back from Nashville this morning.
You had a Don Henley ready to go?
Yeah, I scripted the whole thing. It was like I was Jim Rome.
See, this whole thing about this background is going to throw people off in the stream. Mm-hmm. So we have to continue to remind people. I don't know what's going on.
What do you mean?
Well, there's
the beeping?
Yeah. There's some beeping, and then there's also some.
We can't hear anything.
Oh,
okay. So that's not coming out over the air. Okay, good.
All right, good. Then we won't mention it the rest of the time that we're here. I don't know why you thought that, compelled to mention it.
Okay.
So besides the, you go ahead.
No, I want to ask you about your weekend.
My weekend.
Because I know that you had some big things going over the weekend too.
Yeah, Friday I didn't do it. Friday we were at Parks, and got out, came back.
Mm-hmm. No night show for you on a Friday.
No
right?
night show. As you can see, everything has been cleared out. Like Friday was a major declutter start to at least just create boxes and pack.
Well, there's a lot of lack of cardboard here today. This place was starting to look like a cardboard warehouse.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah. But
My
it looks a little better.
My brother-in-law and her sister, they've got a garage, and it's got a lot of stuff stacked in there.
Okay.
But that was Friday. So, yeah, it's absurd. Nothing happened.
Is this going to get interesting at some point?
No, at no point will it. I'm just looking at the clock.
Let me guess. You took the dog for a walk, and he got into some trouble.
No, he didn't get into any trouble. No, Friday was easy. Friday, like I said, Friday came back. I had to walk him in order to make sure that he was cooked.
Yeah.
And then I spent the entire time just getting ready for this move. I was trying to plan some things out. I have contract to come in. Like, Friday was a work day, man. I don't know what you thought 2:30 was going to lead me to do. Come home and just waste away on this couch and watch soccer like we're doing right now, FC Juarez. But for me, it was more about just I needed to use that as a work day. Saturday, I drove up. Now I was at the lake, and I played this golf course, Panorama. Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard of it?
No.
Panorama course. It was up on Crystal Lake.
Okay.
Near Carbondale, past Scranton.
Okay, way up in the northeast.
Correct.
Corridor of Pennsylvania.
Correct. I had one drive that was memorable. Every other drive was regrettable, yet the short game was on fire.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it was fun. I had fun, played with my girl and her mom. Mm-hmm. And we went out, and the views.
Clifford Township, Pennsylvania.
Correct. The views of Panorama, because you're up on the mountains. And then you get to see even higher around. Like, it's incredible, the views.
Oh, they got some nice vistas.
Oh, let me tell you.
Oh, I like that.
Is it a vista?
What would you consider
Like
a
a
vista?
scenic
Cliff?
A scenic overlook.
Yeah, I mean, you're not really overlooking anything, though. You're still looking. You're still in the mountains. So you're looking around.
I'm
and
just
you're
saying,
still
it might be looking down into a valley.
No.
No valleys.
No, that's Huntington Valley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's back here. Up there, it's more about just the panoramic views of the mountains.
I got you.
All right.
Okay.
So for that, I did that.
Okay.
Played golf.
Very good, guy.
Yeah, it was great. It was awesome. It was.
Is that our friend Brian Kenny?
Kenny's checking in, just letting us know to kind of keep things moving. That's Kenny's way of kind of being like, all right, guys, come on, let's go.
Okay. Very good, guy.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
Where's that one?
that was amazing. And then Sunday, 29 in the morning with Lauren Johnson, as I do each and every week.
I'm good with it.
And then, good. Me too. And then came back and did absolutely nothing. Sunday was amazing. Sunday, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watched TV. I played video games. I took the dog out for a walk. That was it. I didn't do anything. I didn't do any work. I didn't prep for this show. I didn't prep for my night show until, 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night.
Okay.
So from about 9 o'clock in the morning until about, 7 o'clock at night, I didn't do anything. It was awesome.
Sometimes those are good days.
Oh, it was great.
When you got a lot of nothing to do.
It was great. From sports to playing games to going out to any type of recreational activity.
I sweated my ass off yesterday.
Now, you just flew in.
I flew in just about an hour and a half ago. But I sweated my tail off yesterday playing golf in this unbelievable humidity, and there was absolutely zero breeze the entire day, which was really crazy. So it was real swampy and soupy, but I had a blast.
That's not usually like that.
No, I had a blast. It was great. Played a really nice course.
How'd you shoot?
Went to the tournament. I did okay. I played with a set of rental clubs, which were kind of dated and really, weren't that good. But we made the best of it. Had a blast. I had a birdie, a couple of pars. I hit some really good shots. But anyway.
Oh, listen, that's great.
Saturday was great. Going to the WGC in Memphis. A lot of driving to get there and driving back and so forth. But it was really cool to be there and see most of the greatest players on the planet, including Brooks Koepka, which after Saturday's round, it was set up where Koepka and McIlroy were going to be in the final group together. This was like the first time, really, that this has happened where they've been paired together in a final round. Okay, this is going to be this huge
redemption
duel
from last week, too.
Well, for Rory, too, yeah.
Because,
this huge duel. And me and our mutual buddy Nick both predicted that McIlroy would do nothing. And he would wilt. He would just do nothing. He just kind of did nothing. Yeah. He didn't really super wilt, but he just didn't do anything. And it was like Brooks Koepka was so worried about Rory McIlroy in this round of golf, he shows up 20 minutes before the tee time.
40, I think it was.
Well, a half hour. Yeah. Let's call it a half hour.
Well,
all right?
The best part about it was that somebody put a tweet out that said 52 minutes until tee time, no sign of Koepka.
Right.
And it was a shot of the empty parking space.
He was probably lifting weights or something back at the house that he was renting. He's so worried about Rory.
Amazing.
He doesn't need to go out there and get his swing grooved up, work on the short game area, hit the putting green for an hour like some of these guys do. He shows up a half hour beforehand and says, all right, where's the first tee? I'm going to go kick this guy's ass. And he did.
Yeah. The only thing that was missing was like Angel Jimenez, a cigar.
Oh, Miguel Angel Jimenez. Yeah.
And
like, his ponytail, a big cigar, doing his stupid little exercises.
No. I mean, I wasn't going to take it that far. I was just going to stop at the cigar reference.
Yeah.
Jeez, not the whole. I don't need Brooks Koepka to grow a ponytail now, all right, with one of those tight hats. But all that was missing was Koepka with a cigar in his mouth, lit the entire time, talking to his caddy as he's swinging his club, like putting, talking to his caddy, just knocking down a 10-foot putt. And here's McIlroy, can't hit anything, sitting there like throwing a fit.
Well, even prior to that, would have been great if Koepka gets to the parking lot in the courtesy car, right? Puts his shoes on in the parking lot, gets his clubs out like he's playing at a local muni with three of his boys.
Just walks in with his spikes.
I'm going to go get a couple of beers. I'll see you on the first tee.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, do you get fined if you show up late? Or what happens? What happens if you miss your tee time?
You probably would get fined, but
5 minutes.
No, I mean, I think you're done. Like, how almost happened to Rory at a big tournament. It might have even been a major. Or the Ryder Cup or something a couple of years ago where he had to get police escort, like, because he was way late. would have been way late had he not used the police escort.
Really?
State police took him right to the first tee. But he overslept.
Okay, well, that's inexcusable. Either way, though, I mean, whatever your excuse is, you're still late.
Yeah.
609-403-0973 in the text board. 609-403-0973 on the text board. You and Josh are being accused of plagiarism.
What do you mean?
On the text board, that's a Dylan song.
Yeah, okay, but that was the Birds. I said they do a lot of Dylan songs, you dope. Who is that?
I don't know. It didn't attach a name.
The Birds
to it.
did like 10 Dylan
Yeah.
songs.
Come on, dude.
What do you know about the Birds? Get the hell out of here. You wouldn't know the Birds if Chuck Bednarik fell on you.
Who are you talking to, Josh?
Yeah.
I bet I know more Motown than you do.
Birds
not
are
Motown.
Motown.
What?
The same era.
The same era.
Same era? I mean, that's like, what?
Oh, Josh, quit while you're ahead, my friend. I love you.
Let me tell you about Parks Casino, okay? $250. This